Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to segment 2 of Smacktalk. I'm Shawn Adams.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
We're going to start off segment 2 and talk about the NBA's release their schedule. First game of the season is going to be a much anticipated one, is the Miami Heat versus the Chicago Bulls. Would be the return of Derrick Rose.
The reason why I laugh is because Chicago beat Miami twice last year without Derrick Rose, and I'm very eager and happy to see what happens when we have Derrick Rose, because I'm a Bulls fan. If you can't tell by all the Chicago stuff around, I think we're going to beat him. Not only in the first game, but we might face him in the playoffs and beat him.
I don't think they win the first game. I'm just going to say...
Are the Bulls contenders against the Heat with Derrick Rose?
Yes, they are. I'm just saying that. I think the first game...
That's all I wanted from you.
I think the first game... That's all that counts right now. Win. You know, I just think the Heat will come out and they'll win, and they'll be talking about, oh, make another chance for the run, and then, you know, we get 82 games in, and then the Bulls are probably the number 1 seed. Moving on in the NBA, the Suns' Marcus Beasley was arrested for pot possession. I personally don't think this is as big of a deal because the legislature and the widespread use of marijuana. I do, however, find it interesting that when you're $1 million player of any sport that has rules against using drugs, that you're... I mean, who do you get your weed from?
That's a good.
That dude is probably the most famous drug dealer in the neighborhood.
That's pretty funny.
So and so gets their. I mean, Sam Hurd of the Chicago Bears was moving weight.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
But that's the thing. It's like, who? I mean, do you not realize that these guys are like in the hood or something? They're like, yo, Marcus Beasley's coming through right now. Everyone put on your Suns gear because he's about to come by. I mean, he's not even a good player.
I don't even want to go back to the segment 1 that we just talked about and the limelight and all that. Let's just say moron.
Yeah,
how about that? Moron. I mean, get your stuff together, guy.
If you want to smoke pot, move to California, get a medical license, and stop playing basketball.
There you go.
That's all I gotta say.
Nicholas Lindstrom's number is going to get retired by the Detroit Red Wings, which is fantastic because Lindstrom's
Hall of Fame player.
Yeah, surefire Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I hate the Red Wings, but you can't deny that
I hate
Lindstrom
him more than anybody in the world hates the Red Wings. Trust me. Lindstrom is one of the best defensemen of all time, and he'll definitely be a GM somewhere or owner somewhere, just as most ex-players, Hall of Famers do. Definitely deserves it.
Yeah, also, the Phoenix Coyotes were purchased, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be staying in Phoenix. I have family down in Arizona, and I'm pretty sure all the people that are in Arizona, they're loving that.
They are. They were owned by the NHL for the last 3 years,
yeah.
And basically they were used for parts. They made the playoffs, I think, 2 out of the last 3 years too. So that makes it kind of funny because they were used for parts. Other teams needed something. They came to the Coyotes, came to the NHL. They traded in players. They still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
How this happened, I have no idea, but they made the playoffs. They make a run. They got some good players: Radim Verbata, Shane Doan. I mean, they got a good core of players, and they're going to be around next year
goalie,
too.
Isn't the goalie? I can't.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith.
He was huge against the Blackhawks. Knocked out the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup playoffs 2 years ago in 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, good goalie. And that's the thing. I know Arizona fans, they love their sports. And anytime the possibility of one of their teams leaving, it's not like Seattle or, when they lost the Sonics and whatnot. They actually care about their teams.
And
they do their best.
Got them. I mean, as far as sports moving goes, not too long ago. I'm thinking in between 5 and 10 years where the Winnipeg Jets moved down and became the Phoenix Coyotes at the time. Next year, the year after next, it will be renamed the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah. Which is better. It's the same thing with the Arizona Cardinals.
Sure, they don't play in Phoenix.
No,
they play in Glendale.
Yeah. But I mean, the Arizona sports in general, with the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals, the Coyotes, their fans love their teams. And it's Phoenix is a great vacation city. You can go play golf. There's, it's hot, but I mean, it's a beautiful place.
No, it is nice.
And people come down there, tourists. And that's the thing, Arizona sports, I'm glad that the Coyotes are going to be staying there.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew Shaw from the Chicago Blackhawks is auctioning off his stitches from the Stanley Cup playoff for cancer research. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, how much are you going to get for some stitches?
Hey, do you know how much the melted ice from the United Center got? Buttload of money. And that all went to charity too.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic. The Hawks are trying to do whatever they can to donate to charity in any way they can. And Andrew Shaw is
as long as they don't
leading the way here.
As long as they don't donate it to Live Strong. the Lance Armstrong Cancer Foundation. Did you know? Speaking of cancer research, did you know that Livestrong donated 0% of their funds towards actual cancer research?
No.
Yeah. Most people don't know that. But if you want to look into charities, I advise everybody to inform yourselves and look into who you donate to, because a lot of these charitable foundations, they don't actually
non-profit organizations.
Yeah, like the United Way, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, they pay like their CEO like, I don't know, $3.8 million or some ridiculous amount of money, and like 10% of it is actually used to granting wishes, because most of the money goes to celebrities that are doing these things. And if Shaw's auctioning off his stitches, that's great, but I just don't see how much money you can make for a piece of string.
I mean, I'm a hardcore fan. I mean, if you look around my room right now, the room we're in right here, and you'll see a lot of Hawks memorabilia. If I had the money, I might go at it. I
mean, personally, I would just be taking a bunch of black string and making people bloody noses. And, I mean, what are you going to DNA test it to make sure it's Andrew Shaw's stitches? I don't know. It's hard to think about how much money can be raised from some stitches, but I'm pretty sure everyone in Chicago, they go nuts over this stuff.
Yeah, huge. I mean, everybody in Chicago, they're diehard sports fans. Speaking of diehard sports fans, San Francisco, diehard sports fan, and we're watching the Giants.
The Giants Brewers game, yeah. They're down 2-0. Matt Cain is pitching. It's the top of the 7th. It's 2-0 Milwaukee. But the Giants, that's another place that has diehard sports fans, with the San Francisco 49ers, the San Francisco Giants.
Let me tell you something about the Giants real quick. I think that since Shawn's dying here, I think that since Tim Lincecum has cut his hair, he's become less of a pitcher.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think the freak needs to grow back out. Yeah,
he doesn't look like a freak anymore. He kind of looks like a 30-year-old skinny woman. That's what he looks to me.
I was going to say, he looks like somebody that got beat up.
He looks like a long-haired Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah, his numbers aren't that great. Maybe he's like the Samson from the Bible, where he has an insane amount of ability with his long hair, and then it gets cut off, and then whatever. But
the Giants. Speaking of the Giants, they released Brian Wilson last year after he got hurt.
Yeah.
Tommy John surgery, I think it was. I'm not too sure. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on it. But
the beard
is now in Los Angeles. Did you know that?
Yeah.
He's a Dodger.
Can't wait to see him close the game out. I got a lot of friends who are Giants fans. I personally don't like the Giants.
I don't like the Giants either, but
the only person I ever liked on the Giants was Barry Bonds.
Oh, don't talk about Barry Bonds.
It's because I grew up in the Bay Area, and Barry Bonds was there.
Hey,
JT Snow.
I like Jeff Kent.
Jeff Kent was captain.
Jeff Kent was like the Paul Konerko of the Giants. Like he was the only guy who was like a locker room guy, which I love. You know that.
Yeah.
And he was he's a blue collar player. That's the type of player I love. Barry Bonds was just a flash in the pants steroid user, as far as I'm concerned. So.
In hindsight, yes, he was. But at the time, Barry Bonds.
At the time, nothing.
Awesome.
When he was on Pittsburgh, he was awesome. When he was a leadoff man, and he was only 180 pounds. When he bulked up,
I think Barry Bonds could have broke Ricky Henderson's steals record if he never bulked up.
Well, you know
he
what?
Steal bases all the time.
I would have given more credit for that record than I would the Hank.
Yeah, that record will never be broken.
No,
it'll never be broken.
No
if you look at, I'm sorry, but if you look at the numbers of Ricky Henderson's stolen bases, you could take anybody and just give him a 10-year career, and it's almost impossible.
Yeah, how many years did Ricky Henderson play?
Dude, it didn't matter how many years he played. Even when he was old, he was stealing bases like it was.
But he was. I mean,
it's like a catcher just like I had
60 stolen bases when he was old. He had, his 10 or 15 here. He was adding to the record already, which is great. But I mean, he played a lot longer than a lot of players do. I mean, that's like saying Emmitt Smith. I don't agree that Emmitt Smith holds the rushing record from Walter Payton. I don't agree.
What's wrong with you?
He played 3 more years than Walter Payton did.
I don't care. Emmitt Smith had the body, took care of himself, and he broke the rushing record. It's his record.
It's not his record. It's a record with an asterisk.
How is it with an asterisk?
Because you should have to take the same amount of time or less to beat a record.
Okay, well in that thing, nobody can go past 4 years. Jim Brown, 4 years or 5 years, whatever.
He doesn't hold the record.
He was the best running back.
If you want to average it out, then maybe.
Well, I'm sorry, but even if
you want to average it out, then Gale Sayers holds the all-time record.
If Walter Payton played 3 more years, I'm pretty sure Emmitt Smith would still have that.
I highly doubt it. I think if Barry Sanders would have played 5 more years, which he was definitely capable of,
but
he could have shattered every rushing record that was out there.
Emmitt Smith, no asterisk next to his record, brother. I'm sorry.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
Thanks for watching segment 2.
Stay tuned for segment 3.